On deck is Tanalu. High fly ball and a hanging breaking ball deep to left toward the corner. Trey Harris against the wall, leaping try, and he brought it back.
The only thing that I can take away from that clip that you guys just saw is that the Astros are going to have a very long season because the baseball gods are not on their side. So pretty much what the baseball world said, the universe said, okay, Astros player hits a home run. And then the baseball god said, no, you cannot have that because Trey Harris makes a web gem. Felix Hernandez might be making the Braves roster as a starting pitcher after having a 6 ERA. Michael Kopech is coming back throwing 100 miles an hour. And also Alex Bregman, Jose Altuve, they suck you know what right now in terms of their stats. So it's a lot to talk about today. Gary Sanchez might have the sickness. We'll talk about that as well. But before we actually get into the news, I do want to say thank you guys all so much for the support. We are so close to 170,000 subscribers. We could probably get there today. So if you're not subscribed, today is the perfect day to do so, as well as use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20 off. I mean, you pretty much get a free spring training ticket. Without further ado, let's start talking about some baseball. So before we get into the Houston Astros absolutely sucking to start off spring training now, whether it's because pitchers are good in spring training, maybe that's the case, or maybe the boos are getting in their head. We're going to talk about that, but before, I want a good vibe going into the day. King Felix is coming back and looks like old King Felix. Like before, we could label him as King Felix. Then we had to take it away from him because he really wasn't the king anymore. He was just Felix Hernandez, okay? So I don't mean to be mean, but he wasn't good for the last couple years. But so far in 2020, he has a 1.98 ERA. He has 14 strikeouts in 13-ish innings. So the guy is absolutely dealing right now, and I think that this could be the comeback of the century. Like, imagine Chris Davis is raking right now. Miguel Cabrera is raking right now. We've talked about those players in previous recaps, but we have not brought up Felix Hernandez, and he looks like prime Felix Hernandez right now. He could probably throw a perfect game in the next month if he keeps it up. So hopefully the actual regular season treats him well. If he makes the squad, I will be so happy, and I just want him to be dominant because everyone wrote him off. Everyone says, go to the bullpen, do your thing. You suck now. Just, follow suit. And he says, no, I want to start, so I got to tip my cap. Props to Felix Hernandez. And also, Michael Kopech is trying to stage a comeback as well. Well, I mean, it's a comeback, but he's still really young, so it's not like he had to come back because he sucked like Felix Hernandez. He tore his, I think it's his, what is this, meniscus? What is this called? The ligament in your arm where you have to get Tommy John. So that happened, and he returned yesterday throwing darts. He was throwing cement baseballs 100, 101 miles an hour. I think he actually got up to 102, so he is back. He is healthy. The White Sox are going to be scary this year. I promise you. They have 3 top 100 players according to MLB.com, not including Michael Kopech. So, yeah. I don't want to be an Indians fan this year. Now for the news that you've all been waiting for. Thank you guys for being patient. The Houston Astros suck right now. And I don't know if it's because they don't really care about spring training. Maybe they're going to have a chip on their shoulder in the regular season and win 110 games or something like that. But for right now, Jose Altuve, I think I saw a stat line that he's 3 for 20. Alex Bregman is so bad that he is trolling himself on his own Instagram. If you go to his Instagram, he has himself in a cryo chamber where he's freezing himself so he's not as sore for the next day. He says that his batting average or his spring training start is a lot like that crowd chamber because he's been ice cold. So I thought that was kind of funny. I mean, I've heard a lot of things about Alex Bregman. He's a nice guy, but he's very competitive. And then on the complete opposite side of the spectrum, he's not the nicest guy, and he's kind of an a-hole. So you guys have to let me know in the comment section down below. What do you make of the Astros in March? So we've talked about them for quite some time. Do you think that they're any less likable, obviously, or do you still think that, you know what, they have a good squad. If they can show some things, we'll stop talking about it. So where are you at? I think what we're going to do right now is we're going to show some of the montages of the Astros fans booing. I mean, they're not even Astros fans. There's a dude that taped the trash can to his head and bangs it. I mean, he literally bought a first row seat just to do this. So yeah, they're getting it bad right now.
Center fielder number 4, George Springer.
Cheating bum! You're a disgrace to the game! Altuve!
Nasty slider right there, and it fooled Springer.
Noah gets the job done right here, but I think if you asked him...
Gary Sanchez has been spared by the baseball health gods. The Yankees, seriously, I've said this before, this exact same sentence, but what's going on in New York and with the Yankees? Because all of their injuries, and now it stems down to Gary Sanchez and all of the stuff that is happening in the world. If you say the word in your video, you get demonetized, so I can't say the actual sickness, but there's a really bad sickness going around, and everyone thought that Gary Sanchez had it because that was just the theme of New York Yankees players. They were just getting sick in the worst ways possible or getting injured. So he just has the common flu, so I want you guys, if you're a Yankees fan, do not fret. But one thing that is a huge concern is Gleyber Torres. So we've talked about how he needs to improve his defense. I'm going to roll this clip because it really looks like he's going to be bad again.
Hit hard and off the glove of Torres. He recovers, but it's going to be an infield single. Batter. Ground ball towards short. Torres from the hole. The throw is a little high, and it pulls Voit off the bag.
So hopefully Gleyber Torres can turn his defensive career around, because that is what he is going to be known as, an offensive first guy. He's probably going to be the second coming of Xander Bogaerts. Now luckily for Red Sox fans, Bogaerts has gotten better as his career progressed, so hopefully Gleyber Torres can get into contact with Bogaerts or maybe his defensive coach. However he improved his defense, he needs to go do that exact same thing, because he's going to cost the Yankees a lot of runs. Now one thing I do want to mention is prayers up to Willie Calhoun. He actually was hitting the jaw by a fastball. He's in the hospital right now with a fractured jaw. I think the surgery was successful, but I mean, this dude is an absolute baller. I was so excited to use him in fantasy this year. Also, I might start a fantasy league for me and viewers, so keep a lookout for that. But yeah, it's very, very weird right now what's happening in Major League Baseball. So many injuries. It's relentless. It's not a very physical game because it's just kind of bat to ball. I mean, because the ball can hit your face or you can run into a catcher. Yeah, there's some things that can happen that it's pretty much unavoidable. So it sucks. All right, guys. Well, that is going to do it for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. I will admit that it's a very busy day for me. Do you guys ever have one of those days where you wake up and you just kind of look at the ceiling and you're not feeling too well and you know that you have the busiest day ahead? That's me today. I have to go get my teeth cleaned. I got to make videos. MLB The Show 20 comes out, so I have to get my live stream all set up. So make sure you guys follow me on twitch.tv or whatever it's called. My username is Fuzzy from White Tea. I will be streaming a lot over there. So follow me on Twitch. Use code Fuzzy on SeatGeek to save $20. And I think we're going to end it with some pretty fun highlights. I think Javier Baez went deep. Juan Soto continues to rake. And then Jack Flaherty, if I can find some clips, hopefully, dude lights it up every time he walks onto the mound. So thank you guys for watching. Enjoy the highlights. Have a productive day. Peace out.
Been fun to...
My word. Oh my gosh. That is against the wind. And he just rockets one off the wall in center. A little stumble around third.
Oh, no.
Kramer.
Oh, no.
Oh, my goodness. We're going to have a Dale Berra moment.
Out of the country. That is called strike three. McKinney caught looking. Here's the payoff pitch. And it is in there for a call, strike three. Biggio caught looking.
Always swung the bat well against lefties.
Xander Bogaerts is next with 2 down in the bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. Xander Bogaerts goes down on strikes. Devers is stranded, and Jack Flaherty works a nice first inning. We head to the second. Cardinals, a 2-0 lead over the Red Sox.
Deep left for a home run. Over the bullpen.
That's how hard he's going to swing today with all these guys. Change up. Gone.
Bad speed.
Left side, the shift is on for Mercedes, who's really impressed everybody with his bat here in the spring games.
Long drive, deep to left center. It's way, way, way back, and this game is tied. And Mercedes has tied it up when the Sox were down to their final strike.
He has the power to do it, and he did so. That was a real blast. Left.
Oh. Let's go, Juan.